Hey guys, the US court denies motion for urgent release of President Tinubu's confidential records as compiled by FBI, the CIA, and other agencies. The Nigerian President Bola Tinubu on Monday received a temporary relief after a federal judge in the United States denied a request for an urgent release of the Nigerian leaders' confidential records compiled by American law enforcement authorities. Sahara reporters had on Monday reported that the U.S. court would give its position regarding the motion filed by Tinubu to intervene in an emergency motion filed on Friday at the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia, seeking the release of records related to his residence in the country. An IT consultant, Aaron Greenspan, on July 21st, 2022, filed a Freedom of Information request asking the country's agencies to release Tinubu's records. Greenspan filed an emergency motion on Friday, October 20, seeking the immediate release of the records. Greenspan's motion on October 20 urged the Judge Barry Howell to quickly order the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the State Department, and other U.S. bodies to immediately turn over records they scheduled for release before the end of October. Plaintiff's emergency motion for a hearing to compel immediate document production is denied. Ms. Howell of the United States District Court for the District of Columbia in Washington, D.C. ruled on Monday night. No hearing to determine the merit of this motion is necessary. The People's Gazette reports that Greenspan, a transparency activist running plain sight, filed the emergency request after Tinubu suddenly deployed lawyers to fight against the release, saying it would violate his privacy, among other statutory rights. Greenspan said Tinubu was trying to slow walk the release of the documents, which the agencies had previously stipulated would be released in batches, effective October ending, to foreclose any impact the disclosures may have on the ongoing election disputes at the Nigerian Supreme Court. The seventh justice had earlier on Monday heard arguments from Tinubu's lawyers, as well as lawyers from Atiku Abubakar, the president's main challenger. The defendant in the suit at the Executive Office for the U.S. Attorneys, the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, the U.S. Department of State, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, the U.S. Department of the Treasury, the Internal Revenue Service, and the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration. Tinubu subsequently filed a motion to intervene or be an intervenor in the case. He had filed an application before the court to stop the country's agencies from releasing rewards or records related to his residence in the country. The motions to intervene in the case between Aaron Greenspan, that is the plaintiff, and the executive officer for U.S. attorneys, Atare, that is defendant, with civil action number 23-1816 BAH, in bracket, it reads, Bola A. Tinubu moves, pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 24, to intervene in the action because plaintiffs seek production of Mr. Tinubu's confidential tax records, which the Internal Revenue Service is prohibited from disclosing by the federal law, and documents from federal law enforcement agencies that fall within the Privacy Act or expectations to FOIA and should not be disclosed. Greenspan has followed political controversies in Nigeria since his website was besieged by Nigerians looking for information about the 1993 case that saw Tinubu forfeit over $460,000 to the U.S. government after being caught laundering proceeds of narcotics trafficking in Chicago. The records Greenspan seek could potentially help provide clarity around Tinubu's real identity, especially the name under which he first traveled to the United States decades ago. The Nigerian president has been known to use clashing identities in the past, but the judge, however, in her decision said Greenspan did not adequately justify his request for an urgent hearing on his motion for expedited release of records, especially against the need to protect Tinubu's interest. The plaintiff has not made any representation to the court that the balance of equality tips in his favor of that the granting of his motion would further the public interest. Ms. Howard said, given that the FOIA request is for records that, if any exists, may be of a high sensitive and private nature, and that the subject of those documents, Bola A. Tinubu, has had no opportunity to protect his privacy interests in any such record, the balance of equities militates strongly in favor of denying this emergency motion. So the judge also approved Tinubu's request to allow his lawyer, Christopher Carmichael, to appear in the case, although she has yet to rule on the president's motion to intervene in the matter. Earlier, the U.S. Department of Justice, represented by Matthew Graves, has said the government will not be taking any position as to whether Tinubu should join the case or not. On the behalf of defense, the undersigned counsel does not take a position as to whether the court should grant Bola Tinubu's motion to intervene, Graves said. Mr. Tinubu should be allowed to intervene because he has a direct interest in the record sought. His interests are not fully represented or protected by defendants, and his interests will be adversely affected if he is not permitted to intervene. So guys, this is the latest development concerning President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, files that were supposed to be released, before October ending, according to Greenspan's request to U.S. court. So guys, when I don't say as the matter be now, so wetin I get to talk concerning this. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is really moving very faster. He's moving very, is he smart, or I don't understand. I don't even know what to say. You understand? Such confidential records may have contained cans of worms. Truly, legitimacy battle is a long one. They know the truth. And they also know the truth will set the country ablaze. They are doing the wrong thing to save lives. Let's just rest and let him do his 4 years and live there. We already know he has nothing to offer. Make him just bear the Mr. President. Okay, someone just said that. 4 years is a lot of years, and not be 4 days. So, well, let's hear from you guys. Kindly share your thoughts below the comment section. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel if you have not. Thank you.